As promised, we welcome you back to Baton Rouge, and we are joined by the head coach of San Diego State, Stacie Terry-Hutson. Again, San Diego State 25-9 on the season. They're the 14th seed, scheduled to play LSU tomorrow night at 9:15 Central Time, or 30 minutes following Game 1. Coach, welcome back to Baton Rouge. It's great to see you. Why don't you share with us a little bit, just from your perspective, the journey of your team making its first appearance in a dozen-plus years in the NCAA tournament? Talk about the road to get here.
Yeah, it's been tough and challenging, but, I love our team. I love our group. They've been very resilient, very deep team. So we've relied a lot on our depth. And the Mountain West is a really tough league that I sometimes don't think gets a lot of respect. But we have some really great teams in the league, so we were really happy to come out of the Mountain West and representing them in the NCAA tournament. Ironically, the last time San Diego State was in the NCAA tournament, I was on the other side coaching here. And they came in and played us pretty tough. They missed a lot of free throws. We were getting worried, but we were able to pull it out. So excited. It's a crazy storyline, being able to come back, and I have a lot of family here, and it's very familiar. And not so much. There's been a lot of changes in the last 12 years, but excited to be back.
The players were asked what they thought about that storyline. They said it was unique and neat. I was asking them, how much have you shared that experience? I know it's been a decade plus, but how much did you share about being on the other side, these two teams matching up, and what it means to play here in the tournament? Just
a little bit. We were just, I'm excited for them, so we've made it more about them than me, in our journey. But just excited because a lot of these young women have not played in the NCAAs. So this is a first-time experience for them, and just watching the joy on their faces when they were cutting down nets and then our name being called to play in the tournament, and it's been much more about them than me.
Well, that's great. Again, if you have questions here in person, please raise your hand. We'll bring a microphone to you. Introduce yourself and your affiliation. Before we get over here for Brett, we'll get the mic to him. Hold on, Brett, for just a second. Bill, let's start with you via Zoom. If you could ask your question for Coach, please.
Bill Center here with the Union Tribune. I want you, if I could, get you to reflect a little bit more, though, on the coincidence, you personally, of your first NCAA tournament back where you were an assistant coach. What does it mean to you personally that it's happening here?
Like I said, I was talking to my staff. I'm a little torn because I have a lot of love for LSU. I've been really proud to watch what Coach Mulkey's done with this program. I thought we did a good job while we were here, but to win a national championship is really, really cool. And to see this place packed night in and night out. And on the flip side, I'm excited to play in that environment. They have a great following and crowd. And, this is a great experience for us. But to Bill's question, it's a great story, but really it's about these young women that are playing tomorrow night. It's a late game. You said 30 minutes after. I hope we don't go later than 9:15. But it's about these young women and the star power that's going to be against us. And, we're a little bit of the underdog, and that's kind of the chip we're taking into this.
The staff tells me you do remember the good restaurant recommendations. You might be making it about the team, but I've heard you still got the good restaurant insights.
We know where to eat. That's
well.
One thing about Baton Rouge is there's a lot of great places to eat.
You're eating well. Brett, go ahead.
I have two, if it's okay. One related to the last one. So did you mention what the environment is like in here during the tournament to your team in terms of preparing them for this game?
Absolutely. We've done our best. We haven't played in that type of environment, but we're excited to. But we've had crowd noise, loud music in the gym. We have all hand signals now, so they can make sure, or we can make sure we can communicate with them. But we know it's deafening. When they go on a run, it's really hard to hear. So we're going to do our best to make sure we're always communicating. That's one of the keys to make sure we can stay on the same page.
And then just with some of the, unknowns or yet to be seen with Johnson and Murrow in terms of rustiness or fitness, does that affect how you approach those matchups in any particular way?
Not really, because we're preparing for them to be full strength, but they're pretty deep too. So they have a lot of different people that can score the ball. So we're preparing for them to be full strength. I anticipate that everyone will play, but we haven't trained or scouted any differently. We're ready, and we're just gonna make sure we do our best and try to follow the game plan and stay connected. If we can stay connected in that environment, no matter who's on the floor, I think we give ourselves a good chance.
Jack Schemmel with WBRZ here in Baton Rouge. How do you embrace the underdog role in this game? You touched a little bit on it there.
Coming from Vegas, winning the tournament, we're playing with house money at this point. There's no the expectation. I think ESPN gave us 1.2% chance of winning this game. I don't want them to fear it. I want to embrace and meet the moment. LSU is a fantastic team, and they're a really good team, and we're excited to play them. And but there's going to be two teams battling it out on Saturday night, and we're going to give it everything we got.
Hello, Coach. Tatum Esparza, USA Today. Also, 2 questions. First one, you've gone to the tournament a few times, no matter if it was at LSU or elsewhere. What experience have you brought to your players and told them about just playing in the tournament as a whole, as this is the first time in 13 years you guys have had the opportunity to play for Sdsu?
I kind of already talked about it, but it's about meeting the moment, and not being intimidated or fearful of the moment, but being present. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, the pomp and circumstance around the tournament, which I want them to enjoy. But this is a business trip. We're here to play basketball. So just trying to find the balance of that. We had some of our young ladies that were on the team that came here 12 years ago to come talk to them and and she gave great advice just to be present. Be present in the moment and enjoy it, because sometimes it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. We want to make sure we make the best of it.
So you yourself are a San Diego native. Does it mean anything special to you not only to bring bring Sdsu to the tournament after all these years as a coach, but also as a native and for the city of San Diego? I
think it's great. Yes, I'm very proud of being a San Diegan. There's not a lot of us. A lot of us are transplants. But I was born and raised. My father and my mother were both in the military, so I'm a Navy baby. So this is really, really cool for me. We have 2 young ladies on our team that are also from San Diego. So we're just representing our city. We've had some great success with UCSD, both men and women going to the tournament, which has been really fun. So we're just proud of our city, and San Diego's really stepping up as of late.
Corey Diaz with the Daily Advertiser in Gannett, Louisiana. Stacie, welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm curious, I'm not trying to go into more minute details, but can you walk through the process of, I guess, teaching the team like hand signals? How do you sort of implement how to prepare for, a loud environment, and sort of what all goes into that?
Well, we're encouraging them. At this point, we've done a lot of the coaching and the preparation. At this point, it's on them. Them to realize, okay, we're in this situation. This is what we need to do. We tried to put them in those situations already, so they'll be prepared for it. But this is, like you are alluding to, this is a very unique situation. So we'll be able to communicate with hand signals. We've practiced them. We've had a little bit of time to practice since it's a late game on Saturday. So I think they'll be prepared. And a lot of what we do, the ball dictates what we go into. So if they can stay locked in to the scouting report and what we're trying to do, I think they'll have a better chance of being able to stay connected in those moments. Again, when LSU goes on runs, it's deafening. So I'll use my timeouts as best I can to make sure. But we're also planning on making a couple of runs ourselves.
Bill, you have another question via Zoom? Go ahead.
I do. Stacie, I just want you to, for a second, reflect on how far this team has come, the program, with Kim Villalobos being her career will be ending here maybe a month from now, who knows? But it's going to end, and she's been an important part to you personally. If you could just quickly reflect on what she's meant to you and the program.
Well, before I get on to Kim, thank you, Bill, for the question. In my phone, if you were to go into our chat thread, it says 24-25 Mountain West champions. So we came into this season preparing to win. And there were some ups and downs throughout the season, but overall I thought we played a really good year of basketball. We've had really impactful freshmen come in and make a difference. We've had very impactful transfers come in, and he's alluding to Kim Villalobos, and we have a couple of others that stayed to fight another day with us. And, Kim has been with me for 5 years, played all 5 years through her COVID year with us, and has just really been able literally to say she came out a champion. So, we have a great mix of young women that bonded and collectively decided that they were willing to win and willing to sacrifice to win. And that's really what our "we over me" slogan all year has been, and we all have wristbands and we wear them all the time, understanding that, if we could sacrifice our individual game for the team goals, that greater things are ahead of us.
Bree, I'm coming to you in just a second via Zoom, but I'd like to follow up with something, if you don't mind, because you talked about the players sticking together. You're one of 21 programs that did not lose a player to the transfer portal, which these days seems almost impossible. It seems like everybody's roster has somebody new. Certainly speaks highly to, oh, you need to get that. You're the coach. If you need to get it, we'll all wait.
My
You sure?
apologies. That should be on silent.
But I wanted to ask about that because that's such a standout, it seems, these days, and what that means to you and the program you're building, that everybody's back.
Well, I don't know that it'll happen every year, but we are very proud of that fact. We were one of few teams that were able to do that. But I think it's a testament to the people, not only in our organization, our administration, and the people around us. You come to San Diego State, you're going to get a quality education, you're going to live 15 minutes from the beach, and you're competing for championships. So I can't think of too many better places to live.
Nice combo. Bree, you're up. Go ahead with your question for Coach. You still there, Bree? On Zoom?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Sorry.
we sure can. No, go ahead, Bree. We got you now.
My bad. This is Bree Savant from KUSI News in San Diego. I hope you're doing well, Coach. Just a question from me. You know, the Aztecs are playing on a national stage. What is one thing the country doesn't know about this team, you think?
Oh, goodness, that's a great question. I'm going to say that we are a very good basketball team that a lot of people don't know about. We can hit you from a lot of different ways. Offensively, we share the ball. We're 20-2 when we have 3 or 4 people in double digits, so we're going to take quality shots and really try to use the shot clock to get something that we need. And this year, we're a really good defensive team. So we're going to try to take that and throw it everything at LSU and see what we got.
Anybody else here in person? One more question, right? Oh, go ahead, Scott. Then we'll come to you up here in the front.
Hi, Stacie. Scott Rabelais
Hi, Scott.
with the Baton Rouge Advocate. Good to see you again. Playing LSU the last 3 years has not just been facing great players, but celebrities, basically. I mean, with the coach, yeah, it was Angel Reese, Flau'jae Johnson. This is kind of an offbeat question, but some of your players probably listen to Flau'jae Johnson. I mean, coaches don't like distractions and unusual things. Is concerned that they could, not that they're going to go ask for an autograph or anything, but that they could be distracted.
It's funny because I was watching the tournament games and I see her Powerade commercial, Flau'jae, every commercial. But you know what? I get excited for her. I get excited for women's basketball. I've been in it for a long time. This is my 26th season. I have a 12-year-old in the grassroots part of growing her game, and I'm just excited that women are getting the exposure that they're getting. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I get excited when I see that stuff. For all the young women that are getting the dues, I mean, we all work so very hard. Our young women are practicing multiple hours a day, then they're going to school, and now they have NIL responsibilities and everything going on. So I think it's a great thing when I see them in the commercials. So yes, I'm excited for the star power, but just really excited to see where our game has gone. It's changed so much in the last 10 years, and I'm just excited for it to continue to grow.
Coach, you mentioned earlier that you had some players from that tournament team that came back to San Diego State to talk to y'all. Who were those players, and what was the biggest message that they said to you and your team?
Courtney Clements came back, and the biggest message was to stay present and enjoy the moment. You know, it was a long time ago for her, and she remembers having the opportunities to make sure that we cherished every moment, because it's not easy to get to this point. Not a lot of people are playing postseason, and for us to have an opportunity to come to LSU and play on their home court and play against the star power that's on the other side is just a really exciting and great opportunity. So she was just making sure that we stayed in the moment and to lean into each other, stay together, and just have fun.
Coach, last question for you. I feel like I should ask you about the ride you're on. 8-game win streak, which is your longest of the season. Your last loss was by 10 to UNLV, who was the #1 seed. You turned around and beat them by 12. Then you win in 3 overtimes. What have they learned about themselves, or what did you learn about themselves making the run to get through the tournament, get the title, to earn the right to come here?
Well, you know, we had a great setup. I think our preseason set us up for the tournament. We went to Cancun and we played 3 really tough teams, Power 4 opponents. So we were preparing for that moment. But I think what I learned from my team, maybe they just reminded me, is we have an undeniable will to win. And we're going to lock in and pay attention to the game plan and play for each other. The staff will have them prepared. And that's what I've learned, that when we lock in, we could be really, really good. We fear nobody but respect everybody. So we're going to step up to this challenge and see what we can do.
Well, we don't often get to say it, but welcome back to Baton Rouge.
Thank
Congratulations again on the season, and we wish you the best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank you so much.
Stacie, thanks for joining us.
Thank
And
you.
joining me up here on the stage, Kim Villalobos to my immediate left. In the middle is Veronica Sheffy, and Nat Martinez is on the far left. Ladies, congratulations on the season. Welcome to Baton Rouge. Welcome to the NCAA tournament. Kim, let me start by asking you to give us kind of an overview of the path to get here. You're riding an 8-game win streak that ties the longest of the season for you. And first time in a while making the tournament. Tell us about the season and the road that you took to get here.
Yeah, it's been a great season. I mean, from the beginning to the end, and then being where we are now, I think we're just so proud of how we've played this whole year. And, you know, we've really tapped into that we over me, that kind of slogan we've been carrying with us the whole year. And but before that, even just the past 3 seasons have been great seasons for us. And yeah, I'm just super proud of the team, super proud of the program so far. And yeah, we absolutely deserve to be here, so we're super excited.
It's great to have you here in Baton Rouge. Veronica, that tournament was something else to face the number 1 and the number 2 seed. You had yourself quite a tournament. Congratulations on your individual honor. But share with us the experience at the tournament and especially the drama of the triple overtime to get that win to get here.
Yeah, I mean, it was super fun. We've been preparing all season for that moment, for that tournament. So we were all locked in right when we got there, just knowing what we had to do to come out with 3 wins for that tournament. So it was super exciting. You know, the 3 overtime games to finish it off, you know, was crazy. Just being in that situation, playing that many minutes, you know, to finish off a game that we needed to win. So I feel like it really tested what we could do as a team, tested what we've been working on for the whole season, and we were able to get it done. But just super proud of this team, and it's been a tremendous experience so far.
Nat, can you share with us what the ride's been like for you as a freshman, 3-time freshman of the week in the conference? You're certainly no stranger to scoring, averaging 30 points a game as a senior in high school. But what it's been like for you to be on this journey as a freshman and get to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, it's been super exciting. I mean, from the beginning, our coaches and even the older girls have really installed the we over me mentality. So just playing as a team instead of individually has really helped us, you know, get to where we're at today.
Well, again, congratulations. Welcome to Baton Rouge. We're going to open up for questions. For those that are here in person, please raise your hand. We'll bring a wireless microphone to you. Introduce yourself, who you're affiliated with, and if you would address your question to a player. We'll start online with one of our Zoom calls. Bill, if you can unmute, and please direct your question to which player and introduce yourself, please.
Here you go.
We hear you. Go ahead, Bill.
Bill Center with the Union Tribune newspaper. I have a question for Kim to start with. What is the coincidence that Stacie's first game as a NCAA head coach is back where she was an assistant? How does that coincidence strike you?
I think it's cool. I don't know. It's a cool experience overall. I think it's crazy that it's, like you said, a coincidence. I don't know. It's crazy, but I just know she had a great time here, and it was a long time ago, and we're back here. And so far, a lot of it is like our first time in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So it's been cool so far. And yeah, that's just a little fun fact, I think.
Has she shared a lot of that experience with you all from when the lad team was last here and she was on the LSU staff?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, she just said she was on the other side of it. I don't know a lot. I think it was a long time ago, but yeah.
2012, to be exact, just so you know for what it was.
Yeah.
Any questions here in person while we're chatting, or we'll continue chatting here? Brett over here to my left.
Yeah, for any player that feels comfortable with this one, you know, 2 of the top players for LSU are trying to come back from injuries. You know, one missed the SEC tournament entirely, and another one got hurt during it. So, what are your kind of expectations of facing an LSU team in that situation? Do you just prepare for them like you've seen them at their best, or do you have to test them in a certain way? Maybe try to test their conditioning, things like that.
I think we know the type of team we're playing. We respect them as a team. We know they're a great team, but I think we prepare for everybody the same way, regardless of what, you know, injuries have happened to certain players, but we're going to have the same mentality when it comes to that. And we've been doing what we can on our side to prepare. But yeah, just like we respect them as a team, and but it doesn't change, you know, the way we approach the game and how we're going to play.
Hi, Tatum Esparza, USA Today. So y'all ended the season 8-0, just the same way y'all started the season. What does that kind of mean for your momentum and your confidence going and taking that across the country to play LSU tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we're excited the way we started, the way we're ending. Yeah, we're just going to play our game, really. It doesn't, the 8-0 doesn't really matter to us. Yes, it brings momentum, but every game's going to be the same. We, as Ronnie said, prepare the same way for any team we do play. So I feel like we're more excited than anything.
Jack Schummel, WBRZ TV here in Baton Rouge. This can be for either of you. How do you guys embrace the underdog role in this situation?
I think it's a great opportunity. You have nothing to lose. You're looking to compete to the best of your ability. Oh, sorry. But yeah, you have nothing to lose. You're just out there having fun, playing basketball, what we love to do, and being the underdog in this case is, I don't know, I think it's a great opportunity. I'd rather be the underdog, honestly, in everything. So, yeah.
Let's go back to one of our Zoom guest that's joining us, Bree. I hope I got that right. Bree, if you could introduce yourself and direct your question to one of the players here on the stage.
Hi there. Thank you so much. Yes, this is Bree Savant from KUSI News in San Diego. Kim, this is for you, actually. It's kind of a two-part question. I wanted to ask how old you were when you first picked up a basketball, and then what your younger self would think of you now as you enter this stage right now in this tournament.
I think I was, maybe like 5. My older brothers played, so I was at every single game, trying to shoot, all that stuff. I think 5. And then, what was the second part of your question? Sorry.
What would your 5-year-old self think of you now as you enter this stage in your life and your basketball career?
I think I'd just be so proud of myself. I mean, I think even going to college for free, all that stuff was already like the mountaintop, and then graduating with a degree, and then being able to have the opportunity to get a master's degree, all of those little things. I think I'm just super proud of. Yeah, I think I'd be proud of myself and happy that I'm playing ball.
No, you should be.
Right?
Well, I mean,
I'd hope so.
Along those lines, we should mention you played for the El Salvadorian national team, and you were named the top Salvadorian player in the United States. That's quite an honor. How does the international experience help you?
Oh, it helps me a lot. It's super, super physical over there. I'm playing grown women, 30 years old, 28 years old women. So playing Brazil, all those top teams in the country. So in other countries, I mean. So great experience. I love it every summer.
That's great. We'll go back to Zoom. Bill, I see you have another question. Go ahead, Bill.
I do, for Kim. I want to ask you, just when you came into the program to now, how have you seen the growth of this team, the growth of the program, and where do you think it is today compared to when you joined?
Yeah, I think I've seen so much growth. I mean, I never put a ceiling on the program. This is why it's my 5th year here. I've always believed in the staff and everything they wanted to do, and I always saw the same vision as they saw, and always, had all the confidence in the world in every single one of my teammates that was on the court all of those years. But yeah, I just kind of what me and Megan were saying the other day, you want to leave a place better than when you found it, and I think that's what we've done here, and that's what I've really tried to do. But yeah, I don't think it was just me. I think it was every single person along for that ride, and yeah, I'm just super happy and yeah, just happy.
Veronica, let me ask you as you go into this game, the other 2 teams that are in this regional, for them it's playing on a neutral court. You happen to get the host team. It's going to be loud. It's a different level when it comes to the NCAA tournament. It's a whole new season. The most important thing for your team going into that game tomorrow night, when you see it's a late tip for Baton Rouge time, it's a late tip, but the house is going to be full. You're playing against the home team. What's the most important thing for your team to get off to a good start against LSU?
Just being focused and staying locked into our game plan, I think, is the most important. And, we're expecting it to be loud and packed, and we've been preparing for that. But I think it's just exciting. I think our whole team is looking forward to the opportunity to play in that kind of environment. And, this is, what we've worked for. Like I said in the beginning, this is what we worked for all season. And I think, we would want to play on, the hosting team's court. I think it's a great challenge for us, and we're only excited for the opportunity.
Nat, I see you shaking your head. Totally agree?
Yeah, I mean, we're excited. Totally excited. I mean, coming in as a freshman, too. I mean, what more do you want? To play first round March Madness at someone else's house.
Any other questions? We're not? One more right here.
Nat, you just mentioned being a freshman and being able to go to the tournament in your first year. Is there anything special to you about going to this tournament specifically and being able to bring the tournament to Sdsu to the tournament for the first time in 13 years as a freshman?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, the vets have really, been installing into us, like, we're capable of doing anything that we want to do. So just playing the way that we play, and, we call us freshmen, it's a little inside joke, the Fab Four. And, whenever we're on the court with the older girl, the babysitting squad. So, I mean, yeah, we're just excited. I'm happy to be here. I'm sure we all are. So, yeah.
We have one final question. Bree, it's yours via Zoom. Go ahead and address your question.
Thank you so much. Last question for me. This is for anyone who wants to jump in on this, but you all are taking your talents to the national stage. What is one thing the country doesn't know about this team?
I mean, we're a group full of competitors. I think we've been a little bit underestimated throughout the season, a lot, and we're used to that. But we have the underdog mentality, and I think, we've shocked a lot of people what we've done this season so far, and we want to keep that going. But we're a group of competitors, and we're going to play together, and we have a lot of fight in us. So,
Ladies, we appreciate your time. Welcome again to Baton Rouge and to the NCAA tournament. Wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.